What's up, Hustle? Hustle's been drinking. His bot keeps falling. All right, you'll want to come on stage. Please raise your hand, Hustle. I can then get you up here. Because on the chat, it still shows as a generic username for some reason instead of Hustle, so I can't point out who is who. All right. Yo, you made it. Might have to unmute yourself though. It's default muted.
All good. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Good, good. How about you?
Doing well, thank you. Well, thank you. Not too bad.
Awesome. Yeah,
All
this is exciting. When you showed me this the other night, I was like, yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah, this is cool. Especially when the arena gets filled up, it's pretty lit, dude. Like each instance hosts up to 30 folks. But of course, on the same server, you can host like thousands of people, just different rooms of 30, and they'll all hear and see the same speakers and content on stage. But individual groups of 30 avatars and users will be in different rooms.
Awesome.
Yeah, yeah. All right. Somebody else just asked for an invite code. Let me just send that to them really quick, and I'll be right back in like 30 seconds.
Sounds good.
All right, all right, all right. We'll just maybe give folks another like 3 to 5 minutes to join because they did claim like 30 to 32 codes. Drop a reminder. Friday, not sure where everybody went.
Yeah, Friday maybe the
Yeah,
issue.
yeah. But thanks for hopping on here. We really appreciate it. I know it's short notice for you too, and really appreciate you just joining us here.
Yeah, for sure. Always love what you're building since you showed me it the first time. Happy to be one of the first communities doing a Byte party.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I think back in the days, you guys were the first, if not the first, yeah, I'm sure the first to even participate in the closed pre-launch closed alpha.
Yeah, I think we were the first.
Yeah, have a bunch of robot skins that people accumulated that time, the TTOO skins, and now this time we'll have more. Maybe it's time to make some Nexus Gaming ones in the coming weeks as well.
Yeah, I think that's definitely in the cards.
Sick, sick. If you all in the audience can hear us loud and clear, please run towards the stage or do some emote, do something for us. There you
All right, solid.
go. Yeah, working on a bunch of other emotes too, specifically for different partners, different brands, different activations. We envision like hundreds, if not thousands of people emoting at the same time and share like social impressions. Have like social share buttons in here where you can immediately share it to your Twitter, Facebook, TikTok through templates. Make
Love
it
it.
easier to spread the word.
Love that.
Cool. Somebody is joined too. What have you been up to? How's the Friday going for you?
Yeah, not too bad. Couple calls, had to run some errands, did my YouTube show,
Okay, cool.
and now I'm here.
Cool. Sick, sick, sick. Yo, your show's still live or pre-recorded?
Live.
Okay, cool. Cool. Have you seen the audience base grow over time?
Yeah, it's yes and no. The YouTube views are like the Bitcoin chart.
Volatile as hell.
Yeah, definitely. It goes down, and the retail, the people that just hear about Pepe from the outside, they leave once they see the chart go down. But it's all good. My focus right now, especially in gaming, we don't have the biggest audience for Web3 gaming yet, but once we do get mass adopted, I'm going to have a hell of a catalog for people to see. That we've been preaching this for a long time. So
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And also like, miles ahead already, given how long you've been in space and pretty much at the forefront. I'm sure you get
Yeah.
to see like a solid pipeline of things that are coming up or being built.
Yeah, that's definitely a blessing. I think like I get shown a lot of things from different teams.
Yeah,
You guys included at one point. And it's just really cool to see what's actually being built behind the scenes, getting some early peeks at it.
hell yeah, that's awesome. All right, maybe we can kick off a little bit here with a little bit of formal introduction from your side. So, Hustle, thanks again for joining us. You know, we have a small audience here. Hopefully, a few more join. If not, we'll probably share some recaps here as well. Welcome to the first ever, or one of the first ever Byte parties with. Actually, this is the first ever Byte party with TTOO and Nexus Gaming. So, welcome on stage.
Yeah, this is gonna be sick. Like, I hopped in here the other night, guys, and he showed me the platform, and it's just like so cool the interaction that you can actually have inside of here with the community. So stoked to do this.
Sweet, awesome. What we'll also do today, you know, we just want to. I personally am very curious to know more about, you know, Nexus, where you guys are heading, what's happening at TTO. I'm sure you know the folks that have joined us there might want to get updated as well. So we'll just keep it pretty cash. Just know more a little bit about the latest program that's coming out from your chest, which is Nexus Gaming, right?
Yeah, for sure. Do you want me to start with TTOO, or do you want me to kind of give a rundown of what we're doing with Nexus?
Let's kick off with TTOO and then jump into Nexus because I'm guessing through the experience of TTOO and everything you're building there as well, maybe some things pour over into Nexus as well.
Yeah, I would say like so our team that's building TTOO and Nexus are the same, for example. So same core team, development, etc. I would
Uh-huh.
say the just the utility behind each product is going to be vastly different because Nexus is more of a software play, and TTO is more of a network alpha group, high level information. They get to know everything I'm looking at. They kind of hear things as I hear them, so to speak.
Actually,
Um, so it's definitely serving two different purposes. But as far as like a Web3 gamer or a Web3 gaming investor, I think they can find a home with both for sure.
okay, that's pretty cool. And then just like a rundown on like what exactly, excuse me, is Nexus Gaming and how did that evolve? Like what sparked the idea, or what was the motivation towards, you know, building this? Because you know, it's a lot of work to build anything, specifically in this space, right? Especially when there's a lot of due diligence involved and you're very accomplished. You're a very, very busy person too. And what keeps you motivated to like release such a, you know, innovative product?
Yeah, for sure. So whenever I do my shows on YouTube, this is where it sparked for me first and foremost. It's
Uh-huh.
I'm doing my shows all the time, 3 times a week,
Mhm.
and every time I actually just recently closed the tabs because I had to step out after my show. I had 33 tabs open, 33 tabs on my
Damn.
YouTube show.
That's all.
And it's like, okay, why do I have to go to all these different freaking websites to get consolidated information and do research and use this site and then go to this market? It's a headache and a half for me personally. And I know everyone in my Discord always talks about like, where do you do the best research? Where can I get the best information, real time
Mhm.
data, etc. And
Mhm.
also be able to discover games on a trustworthy platform, right? You
Yeah,
search up these games in Web3, they all have 10 different fake accounts. They have 10 different fake telegrams and discords. You just don't really know, how to navigate it correctly without getting scammed as a new user. So
sure.
what we're building with Nexus is a software that's going to cater to all investors, traders, gamers, as well as content creators. So there's going to be a sector of the platform for all these different things to track your portfolio, profit and loss,
Mhm.
kind of go over the on-chain data real time, see what blockchains are picking up steam, see what games are utilizing what blockchains, daily active users, transactions, how many wallets are active in certain games every day, utilizing charting tools. We have some really cool trading algorithms coming that people will be able to plug into their charts and kind of get like real-time signals
Sick.
based on algorithmic trading, Nansen level data as far as NFT market trends, volume tracking, tracking top collections, trending collection data, etc. But then on top of that, for the game side, we want to bring quality games to the forefront and give people the easiest access point into discovering new products. So whenever you go on the games tab, you're going to have a plethora of Web3 games to be able to choose from. And then you can get all the information, tutorials, walkthroughs, picture a ByteCity page. It's going to show technically you guys aren't really built on any chain right now. So like it won't show like the chain for you guys specifically at the moment in time. But it'll show what platforms you can play on, where to download, what the official links are, what the official socials are. It'll show you how to get started in ByteCity with tutorials, walkthroughs. It'll track it whenever there's collections for ByteCity that launch. It'll be able to have direct links and track those collections. People can leave reviews. And then the cool part is on the bottom right, there's going to be a chat box. So if you want to link up in ByteCity with somebody, you can start chatting real time with anyone on the platform and see if anyone wants to play, do anything within these different gaming ecosystems. And then from there, they can go add friends. They can track their stats across these different games, kill death ratios, high scores, that type of thing, and be able to kind of link up with similarly skilled players across those games. So it's really, we're really trying to simplify things for the Web3 gamers, investors, researchers, content creators to be able to come and use this platform and be able to easily, consolidate all this information into one without having to pull up Nansen, DeFi Llama, DApp Radar, Coin Market Cap,
Yeah.
it's a headache and a half. So we're trying to just solve that problem.
For sure, dude. That's like my pin tabs, like 12, 15 of those, because you just keep going through different pages all the time. But that's epic. That's a really, really cool solution that you're working on building. But also sounds like a beast of a job. Like to aggregate all this data, reach out to so many different partners. Build different APIs, make sure all the data is accurate. So is this something that's in the works for a while? Is this something pretty new? Just curious, like where you are along this journey.
Yep, for sure. So right after TTOO last year, I've been putting on the back end. I mean, all my effort goes into TTOO still, but at the same time, it's how can we also build a platform, right? We have a group now. We have a fantastic community, but what about something they can use that doesn't require 24/7 human capital? Software is the ultimate, leverage as far as that goes. But at the same time, it's like useful information, something that people can actually use. So we've been building this out since January. We began the development, and we're believing we should be live by late summer. As soon as all of our lifetime access NFT sales go out, and we fill that up. We're basically going to be ready to go at that point in time. So it's almost going to be instantaneous. Once we hit public, we'll probably be launching the V1 app right alongside it.
Okay, so that's not far. That's pretty close, actually.
A few months. Yeah, a few months.
Okay, cool. And then you mentioned lifetime access NFTs. What's that about?
Yeah, for sure. So a lot of these platforms currently, so like Nansen is 150 a month, or if you commit to a year, it's $100 a month, right? And even I feel like they don't have every bit of data that someone could use inside the industry. Like, sure, they have a really good platform, but it's like, yeah, $150 a month, but you're also having to still use different websites. It's like,
For
okay.
sure.
It's like, okay, what can we solve here? So we will have a membership where people can, pay monthly recurring with a credit card, very easy. But we do understand the Web3 side of things and the actual utility behind owning your membership. So we are going to do a VIP access mint, which is lifetime access to the platform.
Okay.
So a one-time purchase instead of having to pay a monthly recurring fee. And then you're actually going to be able to access the suite of tools on Nexus for the duration that you hold that NFT. So you can sign up with an email password, or you can log in with your wallet that holds the NFT, and then boom, you don't have to pay monthly recurring, and you can get your foot in the door and use this tool throughout, the bear to find the quality projects, make your investments, find friends in these different games. And then once the bull market comes, I mean, this tool, in my opinion, is going to be very useful for people to, track new projects, track on-chain metrics, and just kind of be able to, win in the space as a gaming term.
For sure. No, that's really cool. So token gated membership access, I really like that. Really going to the core of like what the tech can do.
Yeah, it educates too for someone new that comes in, right? So let's just say 6 months from now,
Mhm.
someone is brand new to crypto and they found out about a crypto game, but they don't understand wallets yet. They don't understand NFTs. Well, they can hop in on a membership on a Web2 side with a credit card. And then the further they learn, they can probably then switch over and be like, I'm going to just buy the NFT now because now I understand this whole ownership thing. So
For
we
sure.
definitely want to bring that learning curve and kind of help people understand how to navigate the space. And I think that, like you said, it's the ethos of the space is the ownership of your assets. So we definitely want to have a side of the platform that does that, which will be the VIP mint.
That's it. That's it. I like the ideology there because, like, I was sharing with you the other day or the other night as well. You know, we feel it's that's what the space needs as well. Like a pretty wide funnel. You know, onboard people, make it really easy and intuitive for them, and then in their journey, you know, really help them get accustomed to the Web3 space tools, the culture overall, and then they'll automatically, you know, convert to a Web3 user. Whereas I think a lot of the times people are really gating it from step one where people churn, I think, because to us we're very used to all of these tools and tech, which even sometimes is overwhelming really with you know how much new stuff comes out in the space. But for somebody that's non, you know, Web3 at all, forget even DeFi, like people get scared with some of the UI interfaces, tools, and everything, and they're like, no, we can't do this, we'll just go back to, you know, come back on a later stage once it's more intuitive.
Yeah, that's the whole point, right? We're going to keep adding layers on top, and we really just want to educate people on the industry and give them a safe place to navigate and find players and find, you can also chat in the investment chats, right? So
Okay.
it caters to all, and that's really what we want to do. And my ethos with TTOO has always been to lower the barrier of entry into GameFi.
Uh-huh.
We've given tons of access into different games just by holding TTOO. So it's kind of the same thing, right? We want to lower that barrier of entry as
For sure.
far as the learning curve.
For sure.
There's just so much.
Sure.
We got to tell these people that a seed phrase, you don't have to go to the garden to protect your seed phrase. We
Exactly.
got to tell them what that is.
Mhm, mhm. Hell yeah, definitely it's on the same page here. Okay, I have a you know a couple of other questions out of curiosity for myself. I'm
Yeah,
guessing our guests might you know also like to hear about this. If you can, just very curious if you know if it's not a secret sauce. Like, how do you choose currently for TTO and also for Nexus Gaming in the near future? Like, how do you choose which games to feature on the platform? Do you have like certain metrics you track at the moment, or is it just really early to look at those things where we are in our space? Do you use user feedback and reviews, or you know more like a certain objective criteria of gameplay mechanics, environment, graphics, etc? Sorry, that was a lot packaged in one question, but
for sure.
whatever you can answer out of that.
Yeah, so we're so youth in the industry that even a lot of the products out there just don't even have a full live working game. So it does make it hard to just completely drive it off of product. We
Yeah,
like to work with strong teams, with strong backing, with strong communities that are delivering quality product, things that have at least shown me something behind the scenes, right?
for sure, for sure.
We would never want to partner with something that's just not delivering.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, team, backing, product, community. I would say those are the core pillars.
Okay.
Obviously, we want these communities to grow on their own, and we don't want to take away from those communities. We want to add to it by giving them exposure on the platform
Yeah,
and give those gamers also a safe place to chat about these games. Because also in this industry right now, we've all seen it. If you go into a general chat of a Discord of a project and you complain,
yeah,
FUD, FUD, FUD,
yeah,
you can't say negative stuff or else you get attacked. But
yeah,
this
yeah,
will also be like a third party platform where you can speak your mind and no one's going to delete you or ban you from the chat. So
yeah.
it's a safe place for consolidated information and conversation, and that's where the community comes in. So yeah, I would say those four pillars, like I said: product, backing, team, and community.
Okay, solid. That's really good to know. Thanks for sharing. And then to take that question over to the other side of the pond for like devs and builders in the space, like how do you work with the game developing team to bring the games onto your platform? And like, are you offering them certain support, given you have a pretty large and strong community? Are you offering them more like guidance, advising them, or is it just based on like relationships and peers at the moment?
Yeah, for sure. So our whole proposition, I don't know that I don't think I actually sent you the proposition that we have yet.
Not yet, not yet, no.
Alpha. But yeah, so right now we're mainly just driving the criteria on ad space exposure. On the platform. Imagine I'm using my platform in front of the crypto banter audience, where I get an average of anywhere from 7.5K to 15K views a show. Potentially, tens of thousands of eyes every single week on these games on the platform. They're coming to use the platform. And then let's just say ByteCity comes on and there'll be a featured game. It's going to be right in front of everyone's faces. When they click the mobile tab as well, it's going to be the top mobile product. So alongside the strength and conviction that we have inside of the games that we're partnering with, we also just want to add users to their ecosystem and give them exposure, because I've seen it, with the YouTube stuff. I see the rates that are thrown around that projects have to pay
Wow.
to get exposure. It's actually crazy,
Yeah.
and I think it's unfair for a game who's bootstrapped or doesn't have funding to have to, shell out all that money for advertising. So we would like to, basically just give them that exposure up front before we implement ad space. Later on in the platform, we'll definitely do ad space for monetization, for just for to continue building on the platform. But for now, it's more so just like featuring games that we have conviction in, we have a network tied into, and we know that they're building quality. So giving them exposure. And then, obviously their community can get some whitelists and stuff like that. Guaranteed access into the ecosystem is always good.
Good to know. Because we personally work with a lot of peers in this space as you do as well, and pretty excited with what you're building here. And that question that I asked was particularly for also for my own knowledge, where I can pass this on to other friends and peers that are building really really cool product, and how we can build relationships here and build a pipeline for Nexus Gaming, and what you can offer them on the other side too. So this is exciting.
Yeah, for sure.
Um, okay, let's see what else I was thinking about. We've talked about Nexus, CTOO, and then coming to the users, right? Because you've always been very strong in building a strong community and user focused content. So for TTOO and then Nexus Gaming that's coming up, like currently with TTOO, how do you? What's the best way, or what's your method, and how do you engage with your user community? Is it do they have like feedback forms? Is there a portal that will be on Nexus Gaming? Will it just be through Discord that they can share their feedbacks and what they feel about different games? How will you collect this data? Because I assume it'll be a lot of data once the platform gets rolling and thousands of people come in there. How do you get this data, and how do you share this data, or how do you plan to share this data with like different teams and games? Or is that too early for me to ask right now?
Yeah, for sure. So actually, TTOO, they're going to have a feedback loop before we go
Okay.
live, and we're actually going to give bounties out for people who review games. So we
Okay.
want people to give legitimate reviews. Don't go in there and 10 out of 10, great game. We do want to incentivize our community to get in there and kind of test it out, break, as people say, go in there and break shit. We would love people to go find the tweaks in the platform that we can make. But on top of that, we're going to give them a bounty. So it's just some rewards to go in there, test the platform, and then start it, like get the ball rolling with the reviews. We've given them access to about 50 plus ecosystems at this point in time.
Oh
And,
wow.
and just under about 9 months after we've minted, we've gotten partnerships, collaborations, and entry points into about 50 different ecosystems. So our guys are very familiar. They all have their games that they really enjoy. So we'll incentivize them to go in there, collect feedback on games, like have them review games, so we can have a base level of reviews there whenever we start the actual V1 launch. But at the same time, for them to collect feedback if they see something that's missing or that they want to add to the platform. That's what Web3 is about. You can't contact PlayStation and say, I want this on your next console, but you can
Yeah,
definitely contact us, which makes it it's just super cool to
for
kind of
sure.
build that alongside the community.
For sure, for sure. I think that's definitely one of like the greatest features and have it in our space is like, we get to communicate with like the who's who in the industry, and not just in Web3, but even now that Web2 leaders are pouring into Web3, it's been pretty convenient to a certain level to like reach out to people, get intros, and really start working together. Whereas in the traditional world, it'll be gated and it could take you months to get to a certain person. So I
Oh
really
yeah.
enjoy this about Web3, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, imagine how hard it would be to get in touch with like the CEO of Activision to tell him you don't like the way Warzone is.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. Sick, sick. Cool, man. That's a lot of fun information you shared. Really cool. It's the first of that you've shared briefly about the upcoming platform with me, but it was really cool to hear the timeline, the dates, what's planned, and everything. Would you have info on the lifetime access NFT? Is that scheduled yet? Like when that mint is going to occur, or still in the works?
So the public mint hasn't been announced yet, and it's not finalized. We're going to do pre-sales for some partner communities and for our community. So we want to make sure TTOO doesn't get left out.
Okay.
I also do understand, like, unlike myself or yourself, we're in the space every day. But I do
Mhm.
understand someone who their profession isn't Web3,
Yeah.
they might step away from the Discords for a week or 2 weeks,
Yeah.
So we want to give our guys a little bit of a runway to get those memberships. So we're actually going to open some pre-sales with our launch partners who are interested.
Okay.
And then their communities are going to be able to get a guaranteed allocation into those lifetime access portals
Okay.
and the lifetime access passes. So actually, a little bit of alpha is that the pre-sale for TTOO does start before the end of May, so that'll be announced soon. And
Sick.
then we'll start rolling out some partner pre-sales shortly after. That way, some other communities can get their foots in the door if they're, if they're interested in getting into the platform. And I mean, I think it's going to be massive value because, price isn't public yet. But what I will say is the lifetime access is less than 6 months of membership payment. So if you use it for 6 months, you've already
Covered.
basically covered yourself. Yeah. I think it's a no-brainer, and especially during the time period of the market, we see these type of things being in demand a lot more in the bull market, obviously. But that's why there's fruits in building in the bear, and that's why we're going to launch it now and kind of get that proof of concept, show what we're doing, and then
Mhm.
yeah, we have more than confidence that that lifetime pass will reciprocate value. I mean, it gives them in TTOO, for example, I'm basically giving them the fish to eat, right? They get my signals, they get my portfolio, they get my thoughts, they get
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
this is the platform that'll teach them how to fish, which is the big difference.
I like that. That's a pretty cool one. Really exciting, dude. Okay, and then clarify. You said the pre-sale for TTO. That means the Nexus Gaming pre-sale dedicated
Yep.
to TTO, right? That's what you mean?
Yep. Correct.
Got you. Okay. Okay.
Yep. And
So
then
drop.
we'll
Oh,
launch that as well in some other communities that are interested in getting their communities involved.
okay, for sure. We're ready, and we're gonna provide it to our community as well. If you haven't,
Yeah, yeah, we can definitely do that.
hell yeah, that's awesome. Okay, cool. We also have Linda here. I don't know, Linda, if you can hear us, or if you'd like to, if you have any comments, remarks of what Hustle is building here. But if not, it might be late for you. It's all good. I'll go 3, 2, 1. Yeah, maybe it's too late for her to speak. All right. Well, yeah. What we'll do is we'll open the stage up for the members that joined here, just in case they have any questions, they want to come
Of
on
course.
stage. If you guys, have any questions, you can just hit the hand icon, and it'll allow us to get you on stage. If you have any questions or any comments or anything you'd like to discuss. Oh, Trevor says next. Let's go. What was that about?
What?
Somebody just asked a question. I don't know if he would want to, if he or she would want to speak. Kane Crypto. All right, you're on stage, Kane Crypto. Just hit the mute button if you want to speak, or we'll put you back to the audience. Yeah, still muted. Was it easy for you, Hustle, today, and the rest just like come in, join it? Was it intuitive? I know you didn't have a problem. Some people usually end up finding it a little difficult.
Yeah, it was all good for me. I also had the head start the other night when you showed it to me, but no, it was really easy to get in and just hop in. I will say I didn't need an access code. I just used the same device and I hopped right in.
That's right. I forgot because you already had an access code. So how it works right now is it's not a one session only access code. It's a one time works for the whole closed alpha access code.
Got it. Okay, makes sense.
Cool, cool, cool. Somebody just asked, is there any competition for Nexus? I don't know what that question relates to, but maybe you might know.
Yeah, yeah, I can answer a couple of these questions. So I'm going to start with what Kane asked because he did come. He says back to the audience. So Ultra is a game launcher. You know, they're incubating games to download or buy or play right on their platform. Ours is more of a discoverability play on the game side. So we're not a game launcher. Can you click play game? Yes, you can, but it's going to take you to ByteCity's website or the App Store, or it's going to take you to the download link for that game. We're not hosting games, so we are not a game launcher. We are more of an information aggregator to put all these information about these games on one place. And if you want to play, you can click play game, but we are not the incubator of the download links or anything like that. So Ultra is more of a Steam, while we are more of an IGN and Nansen of the Web3 gaming space. That's how I would term it. And then, is there any competition for Nexus right now in the Web3 gaming space as far as like the breadth of what we're providing? No, and that's kind of why we are going down this route because it just hasn't been done yet. I would say, just to give credit what credit's due, Polka Starter has a pretty good game directory. Polkastarter.gg is pretty solid, but it's more game focused. And we see, obviously, there's big investment demand across the board. And people always want to know when the next NFTs are popping, what's trending, what tokens, et cetera, and be able to track their investments and track on-chain data. And that's kind of where we're going to separate ourselves. How will we generate revenue? Yeah, good question. So up front, obviously, our lifetime access mint is going to give us a really good war chest to develop off of. Software is definitely a steep hike at first, but we do, we're pretty head started. We've bootstrapped everything out of pocket to this point. And so the lifetime mint will give us a nice little war chest to continue building. But at the same time, we will have advertising space eventually on the platform where people can buy up ad space and the monthly revenue. So after mint, we're going to open up that you can buy with a credit card for X amount per month. And we're working with some marketing agencies and advertising agencies to kind of hit the traditional route of, investors that might just don't see this side of the industry yet. And it's a big opportunity for us to onboard users. So the monthly revenue for a credit card payment, just a Web2 access point for them to onboard, and then ad space. Those are the two main revenue drivers that we'll have post mint.
Okay, pretty cool. Yeah, you've really got a lot, planned and going on. It's very exciting, man. That's why it's really fast how you're building it too, from January to like summer. That's GG's to you, man.
We have really good developers, I have to say. At first, we've gone through some iterations of it, I will say.
Yeah, for sure.
There's been some stuff we didn't like, and there's been some stuff we loved, and we've kind of settled on, all right, this is the design we really want to hammer down, and we already have all the consolidated data, who we're going to aggregate from, and the partnerships on that side. So and now it's just basically the final touches, getting everything kind of plugged in on the platform, so to speak, and get it rolling.
Okay, sick.
Will Nexus revenue eventually flow into TTOO treasury, or are they separate companies? Good question. And it's yes and yes on both, actually. So they are separate companies. They're not the same company. But what we are doing just to continue the longevity of TTOO, for anyone unfamiliar, we did put 50% of TTOO's fundraise back to our treasury to make investments into the industry. And that goes back to our claim pools for our staking. But those funds aren't infinite, and the marketplaces have now cut royalties. So in order to provide longevity for our investment capacity and our runway for TTOO, we will be kicking back a percentage of the mint revenue and of the recurring revenue as kind of an equity play. So think of it that TTOO owns equity in Nexus Gaming. That's the best way to look at it.
Okay.
So yes and yes, they are separate, but think of it that TTOO is basically the investor in Nexus.
Got you. That's pretty dope.
All right, I see another one here. If there are gamers, streamers, and content creators, what are the benefits in collaborating with Nexus? Yeah, so gamers, streamers, and content creators. The one thing I didn't mention on this call, actually, is the content side of things. So I did mention content earlier that kind of caters to content creators. Imagine fighting in a world where you got people playing Zelda, you got people, Zelda's hot today. You got people playing the new Zelda game, Warzone, Apex Legends, and we have these measly Web3 games, right? And you're battling, trying to get viewers against these giants. And unfortunately, anyone who's familiar with Twitch, the discoverability is terrible. If you're a new streamer, you have absolutely no chance to garner an audience the way that Nick Merckx or XQC or any of these big dogs do. It's really hard. And so what we're actually going to do, we're going to basically put together our own on-platform streaming service. So you don't stream on Nexus, but if you go to the content tab as a content creator, if we partner up with you, it's no cost. We'll feature your content there. If you're live streaming, you will be at the top of the page. If you have new videos, you're going to have a stream of videos from every single content creator that we partner with. So it's free of charge for the content creator. They're going to be able to get their videos in front of a niche down audience in Web3. It's basically added discoverability. And then they'll also have referral links so they can monetize on the platform by driving users to Nexus. So it's a win-win for them. They get in front of a new audience and it makes it easier to find them in a world of streaming where it's just hard to get that discoverability. And then imagine playing Web3 games over these games that have millions of fans. It becomes even harder.
Yeah, for sure.
Will game review bounties require Nexus membership to be eligible, or TTOO holders qualify as well? So what we're going to do is we'll open that up for TTOO holders, but it will be pre-launch, so the pre-sale will still be ongoing. Obviously, we would prefer that people are members of the platform at that point in time when they're testing it out, but at the same time, we understand if you haven't made your decision yet, that's perfectly fine. We're definitely going to give like an early alpha access to TTOO to be able to go in and use. So I would say that's not final. And the team will probably have to decide on that, whether it's going to be Nexus Lifetime Access Pass members who get those bounties or not. I'll have to get back to you on that one because it's just not finalized.
For sure. Okay, some pretty cool questions there.
Yeah, they're all really good questions, and it's just cool. Like, we continue to see these needs. Like, you should. Our platform at first just was going to be a game directory and like on-chain portfolio tracker back, in January. The amount of layers that we've seen come up, like there's the saying is there's patience is a virtue. It really is in Web3. I mean, we get to see things develop in the space. It's like, okay, doing it wrong. They're not doing that. What can we add to this platform to make it even better? And I think we've had a lot of avenues to see what we can improve on. So, patience is definitely a virtue. It's a blessing, kind of sitting back and allowing time to benefit.
For sure. Okay, so I'll probably take this offline with you as well. But even right here, since you're working with a lot of different partners and different game devs, projects and PFP projects, would be really cool to get some introductions to your peers, to teams that you think are doing some really cool stuff, and we'd love to collaborate them and invite them for different Byte parties, and also know more about their projects, and see how we can collaborate with TTOO and Nexus, where ByteCity becomes the party arena, and we can host events here with you all together and just grow the space together. That would be really cool.
Yeah, I mean, we've always had synergy since we connected, so I'm up for it. I definitely think there's value to be shared between networks and between projects.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. That's awesome. Okay, cool, man. That was a lot of valuable information. We've got a bunch of questions. We hit the 45-minute mark. So what we have planned next is if the audience, if you guys like to stay back and play a few rounds of mini games with us in ByteCity, you're more than welcome to. Hustle, you're more than welcome to do this, but I know you're very, very busy as well. So if you got anything else to tend to, it's chill. It's cool if you would like to log off as well, but more than welcome to play the games. Your call on that, but we can stay on this voice chat too with everybody else in the audience. If you'd like to actually speak, just raise your hand. I'll give you permissions to speak, but we'll be playing the games and we can be in the same voice channel.
Yeah, I do have to run here in just a couple minutes, but
Sure, for sure. Well, I'll just wait and see what the couple folks here would like to do. If not, I'll just tell them how to go to Byte Square. You'll see the hamburger button top right of your screen, everyone. You can press that, click that. You'll see an exit button. Hit that exit button. You'll go to Byte Square in the city, and then just hit the play button, and we'll match some games over there. I think people are heading there. Hustle. Thanks again. Thanks so much for your time, brother. Really
yeah,
appreciate
of course.
it.
This is awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy we connected. It's been at least a month and a half since we last spoke properly. Let's keep in touch. Let's keep bouncing ideas. Let's keep getting intros for each other. And our launch dates are pretty much right around the corner together in the summer. So we'll be cool to take this out to public together.
Yeah, I agree. I did send you a little bit of teasers of what things could look like if we collaborate as well, and then
Okay.
I'll also send you the details of kind of what we're doing with some of our partners, and if it lines up, they might just see ByteCity on the front page. Who knows?
Let's go. Let's do this.
All right,
All
I
right,
really
brother.
appreciate it. This is an awesome platform. I think y'all really innovated and built something really cool inside here, and it just feels immersive, interactive, and kudos to the team. It's come a long way since you first showed it to me, and I'm impressed. So
Thank you.
great work.
Thank you, bro. This is close alpha. We're very excited for you guys to check out open beta and what's in the deck. So you'll be even more hyped.
Love it.
All right,
Absolutely love it.
you enjoy your Friday and the whole weekend. We'll catch up offline.
Absolutely.
All
Have a
right,
good
take
one,
it easy.
brother.
Bye.
See y'all, guys.